All right, let's do this thing. What's up, everyone? My name's AJ Writes Crypto. It is Wednesday, June 5th. This year, man, flying on by. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Chauncey, Peppertooth, Brian, Fabio, Mike J, Corey Rosas, Kimu, Mookie, Oleg, Leg Bite. Oleg Bite. You guys are now the same. Gregory Ward, Corey Rosas, Jason Owen, Tristan Gate. Everybody's here. The whole squad. Whole squad's here. Good morning, fam. GM. Got a lot to talk about today. So, Bitcoin's above 70,000. Bitcoin's above 70,000. Not that I didn't think this could happen. I wanted to see Bitcoin hold 67, which it did. I personally kind of saw more of it ranging because it has been ranging and it's been relatively boring. But I'm glad that it broke to the upside. That's very good to see. My concern is how long can it stay above 70,000? Because in the past, the first time it broke 70,000, it lasted 4 days. 4 days. The next time, 2 days, and then another 2 days right after that 2 days. But it did wick down into the 69s there for a minute. And then it lasted like 2 days again. And there might have been another 2 days there, I think. I'll look at the chart. But it's never lasted more than 4. Never lasted more than 4 days. The clock is ticking. There will be a point where it becomes the new normal, the new base. Support resistance, right? Support resistance. What was once the ceiling will then become the floor. That is the best way to put it. All right. And just considering that this entire time, it has yet to become the normal. When it gets up here, it makes me a little nervous. We'll definitely take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart at some point in the show today. I would just really like to see the alts continue. The alts have been, some of them have been kind of stuck. Not a lot of the alts have, they don't move like Jasmine. They don't move like Brett or Notcoin or some of the other coins that we called. Some of the alts are pretty boring. And I really do want to see, that kind of March activity wake back up. Freddie Arnold, are we worried about quant? I feel like I say this in every live stream. It's not that I don't like quant. It's not that I don't like the project. I like the project. In fact, I love it. It's a good one. What I'm worried about, just like what I'm worried about with a lot of projects, is their approach to marketing. They're very bad at it. Not every project can have a partnership with the UFC. Not every project has these really big names attached to it. Like Google and Boeing and IBM. Not every project is Hedera. All right. Some projects are pretty bad at marketing, straight up. In my opinion, crypto it's not 80% tech, 20% marketing. It's like 80% marketing, 20% tech. And I keep changing that ratio. I used to say 60-40. Then I used to say 70-30. Now I'm saying 80-20. Because your tech basically doesn't matter. This is the business of attention. The business of attention. And when people put that together, they go, oh, shit. That's why Solana's doing so well. That's how Avalanche came out of nowhere. That's how Shiba Inu, Doge. You see my point. And the truth is that not only does Quant not have a community like the H Barbarians, like the Algo fam, there are certain projects in crypto that pound for pound, when it comes to the community itself, some projects would kill for that. Some projects would absolutely kill to have, say, what Hedera has. And Quant is one of those projects. I don't know their marketing strategy at all. I don't even know if they have one. That's what I'm worried about in terms of tokenomics, in terms of fundamentals, in terms of it being a good project in crypto. Yeah, it's great. But like I really pay attention to the research side of things. I really pay attention to the marketing side of things because, I'm a, what they call in crypto a KOL, or a knowledge opinion leader. And that's a fancy word for influencers. All right. That's what they call it in the business. And in the business, you really do see a lot of marketing pushes from a lot of companies. All right. And basically it comes down to, what is the partnership? What is the deal? All right. The deal, whatever it is. All right. So let's say, look at Hedera with Karate Combat. For instance. We have a big H in the middle of the pit. But that's not it. Because I don't know how much that deal cost Hedera, to be honest with you. I don't know how much that deal cost. But say Hedera paid $1 million for 1 year. $1 million for 1 year. Well, that their job isn't over, because what you pay for the label, what you pay to get the partnership, you should pay a 1-to-1 ratio for activation. What do you mean by activation? Well, Hedera would, have team members get other people like KOLs like myself to come to the fights, to support, to, raise awareness on the roadmap or whatever it is they're building, to bring awareness to the partnership and overall to the brand, which consequently results in more users. So basically, they have the partnership, and then whatever they paid for the partnership, they should be paying 1-to-1 in activation. All right. So a $1 million partnership is really a $2 million partnership to properly gain awareness around it. All right. And when you see some projects really putting in that effort, and then you see some projects really fucking up, and then you see some projects not putting in the effort at all, once you see it through the lens I see it through, it's kind of a limited. There's only so many projects that are actually properly marketing in crypto. All right. And you know who those projects are by design. You know who those projects are. All right. So, I mean, I kind of talk about this sometimes because you guys, I feel like some people that aren't, that don't make content, that don't see all these kind of things, you need to be aware of what's happening on the marketing, on the business side of crypto. It's really important, because if you see some projects not putting in an effort, or you see some projects fucking it up, or then you see other projects hitting all the marks, what your marketing effort says a lot about how much you believe in your project. Like if you're willing to market your project, that means you believe in it. If you're not marketing your project, so you gotta look at it through that lens, man. So with Quant, man, I'm not buying more. What my bag that I bought, I still have it. I off the top, I don't even know how many thousands of dollars it is. I think below 10. Nothing too crazy. But would I like to see the project wake up? Would I like to see, the thing is like with marketing and projects and the business of attention, this kind of theme we've been going off of here. A lot of the content is earned content, which is basically people who like the project that are not getting paid, that make content about it anyway. The people in the community that just like the project, they like the founders, they like the CEO or whoever, they like being in the spaces, they like learning about, they're in the community. All right. A lot of the content is earned. And even in the case of Quant, how much earned content do they really have? Like how many people, like go to Twitter and hashtag HBarbarians. Hashtag HBarbarians. I'm going to keep using Hedera as the measuring stick for, marketing strategy, check. Marketing activation, check. Earned content from community, which is a direct result of marketing and activation. Okay. So go to Twitter and search hashtag HBarbarian or hashtag HBar and count how many tweets you see in the past 48 hours. And then do the same thing, except hashtag QNT. Who's going to have more tweets? Who's going to have more people earned content? Just people that aren't paid, just people talking about it in general. And then do that with Solana. Kind of match up. This stuff, this social metrics matters big time. Social metrics matter. And I think people should not sleep on that, because a lot of times when people are super gung-ho on something, and they like the project for whatever reason, I wonder if the social metrics were ever taken into account, ever. You know, I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I'm not like shitting on Quant over here. Like, I like the project. I talked about Quant for free. Like, I didn't, they weren't paying me. I thought it was a good project. I liked the tokenomics. I liked what they were building. They kind of, hit all the narratives at the time, at least back when I worked at Hit Network. It hasn't been like a straight up leader. I was excited to see it go to 150 something over Christmas time, which was good. It was in the first portfolio that I built. It's still in the first portfolio that I built here on this channel. And when you kind of measure, all right, so you have to realize that the whatever projects are, say, think about the local high back in March. Those price points where those prices went to, those are now targets. Those are now targets. So now you got to think, all right, where are we now? And how far are we away from that target? Some people would do that in terms of Fibonacci, like we did yesterday when we compared, say, Near to VeChain, when we were talking about, the strength of a project, or just straight up the measurement from where are we now and how far away is the local high from back in March or whatever. And, there are some projects that it's like, holy shit, we went back to March. That'd be crazy. And then there's some projects that are like, wow, we're basically there, or we're further, So these are all things to consider. These are all things to consider. I see a bunch of people talking about Algorand. Interesting. I mean, I understand if anyone has, gotten bored with it. I understand that. I'm certainly in the patient will prevail. I put that tweet out last night, and I do feel that way about Algorand. There are some projects that I am not willing to wait around for. On the other hand, Algorand is one project that I certainly am willing to wait for. Here, I do have this story pulled up here. Saw this morning. I actually wasn't sure if I was even going to talk about this on the show or not. And then the perfect moment came. This is an article from Coin Edition. Algorand, the sleeping giant of layer 1 blockchains, data shows strong fundamentals. And man, this is why I am still on board here. Algorand has over 54,000 active addresses, surpassing Dogecoin and Avalanche. Damn. Algo tokens are held on average for nearly 11 months. The holders increased their holdings from 19.4% since May. All right. That's pretty serious, man. That is pretty serious. Transaction on Algorand has surged, doubling since late 23. The current 7-day average is 1.36 million transactions per day. Notably, most transactions are small, with 93.4% of it valued at under $1, likely driven by automated transactions or smart contract interactions. And that's kind of where some statistics do get a little fuzzy, because, there are, lending and borrowing platforms, that are constantly, and they have lending, like think Folks Finance, stuff like that. Like, there are a lot of small automated transactions, not just on Algorand, but on every chain. I would actually be really interested to learn that number for every chain. There, or go off of how many transactions per day above $50. That would be an interesting metric to look at. Algo tokens are held on average for nearly 11 months, signifying substantial holder confidence, which is true, because if you really look at the earned content from Algorand, I mean, the Algo fam, pound for pound, is one of the largest contagious communities in crypto. If you really look at, how many people have .algo names, or, talk about Algorand on a daily basis, excuse me, they really do, man. They have that base, that core following. And that has a lot to do with why I'm so willing to wait for it. Algorand's active user base, increasing transaction activity, and confidence has been shown by large holders, indicate solid fundamentals. Nonetheless, price development has been slow, with only 7% of its holders currently in profit. Well, if you bought in 2021, that would be the case for absolutely any project in crypto. But it does have extremely strong fundamentals. There is no getting around that. I also am headed to Decipher, the Algorand conference here in 20 days. 20 days, I will be on my way to Barcelona with the Glitter Queen to go to the Algorand conference. I know that they tend to save their big announcements for the conference. There got to be something. I mean, they want me to be out there. They want content to be covered. There's something. I don't know what it is, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So, man, I mean, it's one of those deals where, like, guys, there's always another project in crypto. There's always a place to turn. There's always another pump, but it does come to a point with conviction, because what I don't want to see is people jumping from bag to bag to bag, chasing the pump. If you're chasing, you're not going to win. You're going to be an inch behind all the time. And a lot of times when you jump from a coin that hasn't moved into a coin that already moved, you're either going to lose or you're going to get stuck. And then when the coin that you jumped from pumps, you're not going to be in it. So there is that fine line of what's not working, what is working, what should I do? And this always kind of comes down to diversification and conviction. I mean, look at my portfolio that I've been building on this channel, for instance. 2 weeks ago, I removed PAL, Sand, and Avalanche from the portfolio. I realized the $300 loss, and I put all of those coins plus an extra couple $100 into Jasmy. Jasmy had a lot of news, had a lot of narrative. It really seemed like it was crawling permanently out. It was, kind of dancing between outside the top 100 and inside the top 100. And it seemed like this is a logical move here. I'm going to cycle into something that is moving. All right. And technically speaking, would it have been in my best interest to sell my entire portfolio and put it all into Jasmy? At the time, technically, yes, that would have been the best move. But think about how reckless that is. That's not fundamentally sound. Like you can't, not every time do you consolidate projects you're down on, switch into a different project, and double up in 7 days. That doesn't happen often. That's a very rare occurrence. That's like a special something, which Jasmy is. And Jasmy is going to continue to be a special project. But I'm not telling anybody, would I ever tell anybody to sell your entire bag and put it all into one project? That's bad advice. That's not smart, So it does come down to the timeline of conviction. And, this bull run is going to take its course. There's nothing but evidence that this bull run is probably going to be the perfect storm. It's probably going to be the perfect storm. And every project that has solid fundamentals, that has a big community, that has growing partnerships, that is doing their job marketing, and not just marketing, but properly activating their marketing, activating it, they will all have their day in the sun. They will all have their day in the sun. And time takes time, and I feel that's why I'm such an advocate for diversification. Because, a lot of times when I rate my portfolio right here on this channel, people will send me these portfolios where 70% of this one coin or 55% of this one coin, I got my one coin, and then 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%, everything else. That's such a bad idea. It's such a bad idea. Because what if you're wrong about that one coin? I would rather have an even distribution, or a fairly close to an even distribution, of a lot of solid projects instead of all of my eggs in one basket. I just don't want to see this bull run happen and my audience get left behind. That's not going to happen. Over my dead body. Will that happen? That's also how I feel about getting out of the market. You guys, you'll get to a point in crypto where you realize making the money in crypto is the easy part. Making money in crypto is the easy part. But I mean that. I do. Keeping it, another story. Another story. Or realizing it. Actually having it in your hand. Money. It's another story. Because the greed takes over. The greed takes over. Oh, I could sell at 8, but what if it goes to 10? And this is why I kind of going back to the fundamentals of what I talk about every day. The don'ts, the do's and don'ts of crypto is set your goals, keep yourself accountable to your goals, and don't fall in love. Don't fall in love. Don't fall in love with your bags. And I also say this: being a community member is the worst thing that ever happened to your gains. Being a community member is the worst thing that ever happened to your gains. And if you sell, don't tell them. Don't tell them. Don't say, all right, H Barbarians, I'm out, fam. Peace. Don't do that, okay? Because, you see my point? You see my point? It's one of those deals where, am I going to sell once everything gets to X? Yeah. But also, am I going to leave 20, 25% of my bag for exposure in case it goes past my target? Definitely. So just what my point here is, everybody, is set your goals, keep yourself accountable to those goals. Don't fall in love. That's the three don'ts. And that was actually my video, man, from one of my first videos I ever did at Hit Network. And I actually go back and watch that video sometimes. I almost wish I could buy that video from them. I'm serious. I've thought about reaching out to ask if I could buy that video. They'd probably say $30,000 or something like that. But I really have, because that's like AJ at his best. That was peak AJ, and he was right. He was right. Big shout out to Andy Philpott gifting five AJ Wrights Crypto memberships. We got Marsh, Corey, Nando, Michael, and Hard Fork Crypto, all now with a gifted membership from my guy Andy. Andy, I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for doing that for those people. That means a lot to me, and it means a lot to them. This is what it's all about here. Excuse me. So guys, now that you have your memberships now on Fridays, not I think 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I am doing an additional live stream for the members. You can only be there if you're a member on this channel. Those additional live streams are aimed at the Telegram group, kind of going over the positions we've talked about, the charts I've given you throughout the week, and also looking at charts, finding new positions, also doing a Q&A at the end, kind of like a TA lesson. It's an emphasis on education and technical analysis. And that's what we do at the Telegram group. We work really hard on that. I put up a lot of really good positions yesterday. I've been cooking over there. Going to finish going through my emails today. I went through some of them yesterday. If I haven't gotten to you, I'm going through the rest of them today. The consensus in Maryland before Austin and going to Austin, it was just insane. And I had a very full inbox for the Telegram group, and it just kept getting bigger, and I did not have time to do it. I should certainly have. I need a 10-person team, to be honest with you. I need 10 people on my payroll right now. There's a couple, but not 10. And one day at a time, everybody. One day at a time. But everybody, make sure you lightly tap the like button, like Andy said. I would really appreciate it. Going to get in some of the rest of the show. I feel like today was kind of like a perspective type show. I actually had a lot more planned, but then I kind of got interacting with the chat and answered some questions, and that's what happens sometimes. I get distracted. All right, so quick overview of the prices. Let me get a fresh refresh here on CoinGecko. Bitcoin still, oh my God, almost 71. I love to see it, man. I love to see it. Do I think 80,000 can come this summer? I actually do. I don't know if let's talk about Bitcoin when we get to Bitcoin. Mike J, is Ben not live streaming for the next 10 days? I believe Red Summer. I think Ben is not live streaming until after his fight in London. And his fight in London is June something. I don't know the date of the fight because I can't make it. Huh? I think it's Father's Day weekend. So I know that he's taking his training very seriously and he's training for his fight. So there you go. And I am bummed I can't go to the fight. I'm very bummed about that. Hopefully I make it to the karate combat in Singapore. All right. So blockchain, Bitcoin, like I said, 71. Ethereum, almost 3,800. Solana waking back up, but still below 200. Wouldn't be surprised to see Solana wake up to 200 here pretty soon. Shiba Inu, man. Shiba Inu. A lot of zeros, 256, up 7% on the day. Love to see that. I got a little bit of news on that one. Dogecoin waking up a little bit as well. Nothing too crazy. Uniswap up 10% in the past day. But I feel like a lot of the altcoins are, kind of quote ranging. It's been a little boring in alt world. There have been the standouts, the standouts like Notcoin, Brett, Jasmine, things like that. But like the basic altcoins have not been, VeChain's been standing still for a long time. Phantom 83 cents. Remember I said on Altcoin Daily. Remember what I said? Ooh, I'm gonna clip that. Ondo, I connected with the CEO or the president of Ondo at Consensus in Texas. Going to be having him on the channel here at some point in time. Oh, big news. Tomorrow, I'm interviewing no other than Gary Cardone, Grant Cardone's identical twin. I met Gary at Consensus. He's my buddy Greg is working with Gary. Shout out to Greg. Shout out to Gary. Very cool dudes. Going to talk Bitcoin. I mean, we're talking a big name, deep pockets, real smart, lifelong investor. He's where I want to be when I'm his age, and I do look up to this guy big time. If you don't know who he is, man, check him out. That's a big interview. Altcoin Daily, the boys at Altcoin Daily just did a big interview with Gary, and I highly suggest. I mean, this interview, guys, it's a must watch. It's a must watch here. Gary Cardone, Bitcoin price will explode. This is the thumbnail. I'm mega bullish. It's a 27-minute interview. It is a little long. That's fair. But guys, I'm telling you that this interview is top notch. Aaron did this interview. He did a really good job. Gary knocked it out of the park. Check this interview out. It's a must watch for sure. Big shout out to my bros over at Altcoin Daily. Shout out to them for sure. Clinton Q, thoughts on ADA or Kaspa this bull run? I will talk about ADA and Kaspa when I pull some charts, if that's cool. All right. So let's take a quick look at the gainers and the losers. I'll run through a couple stories here and then we'll hit TA. All right. I know you guys can't see it yet. I'm just kind of organizing. All right. Boom. Oh, I didn't change my tab. Share this tab instead. All right. Floki, big winner in the past 24 hours, up 18%. That is one that have targeted in the Telegram group. Certainly, support resistance level has gone off on that one. Shout out to anybody who won that trade. Got Uniswap, Stacks, CRO, BitTensor, Axie Infinity, Ordi, Sui, all up around 7%, 6.97%. Shiba, also about 6.7%. Kaspa still going. Kaspa woke up big time and still going, pushing to 20 cents. Love to see it. Pyth, man. Hey, is Pyth going to wake back up? That'd be really good to see. I really like that project. I think it has a lot of potential. In the loser side, of course, Notcoin and Jasmine and Arweave, all coins we've talked about at length. Of course, they're on the loser side because they ridiculously pumped, especially Notcoin. Jasmine is still right around 4 cents. That's like more of a holding value to me. I think Jasmine is going to do a very good job holding its value. I mean, it's 66 by market cap now, guys. I'm pretty sure Jasmine passed Algorand. Ridiculous. Arweave. I mean, guys, I gave you Arweave at like $8. Big shout out to the AR gang. I've always been team Arweave over Filecoin, based strictly tokenomics. And a lot of people, have kind of wondered, like, hey, Notcoin kind of came out of left field. I actually, to be honest with you, the YouTube guys, y'all might not know, but I gave Notcoin to the Telegram group a minute ago. And why is that? Because, guys, we do our trading, solely on Phemex. All right. And I go off of, I click here and click on the coins And I go off of volume. All right, because if we're not going to target Bitcoin or Ethereum because we want something more volatile, we want a project with volume that is also volatile. So Solana, yeah, you could get some big trades in and out of Solana. BNB, XRP, yeah, these are all like really big coins in crypto. But what's the next coin under it? Not coin, outside the top 50 with 10 million in volume. Of course, there was a chart given for not coin to the Telegram group just yesterday, and a couple of days before that, and before it popped below 1 penny. Actually, I think around 0.0606. That is when I first gave the not coin call, and I go off of volume, because if we're scalp trading, we're leverage trading over here on Phemex. I want to make sure that you can get in and out of large trades. So I'm always going to target things with volume. SWI, Doge, WIF, that's another big one we talk about a lot of time. Boom, we've been talking about. Res, gave a chart on Res yesterday. Lena was one that was big yesterday. Came down in volume a little bit, but that was one targeted yesterday. Turbo, one we've been talking about. I mean, guys, these kind of random coins that come out of left field, I find them before they pop based off of volume. It's not rocket science. I'm telling you guys, following liquidity, money flows where the attention goes. Actually, you can say that straight in any way. Attention flows where the money goes. You can say it either way. It works both ways, and that's true. So amazing. So I do want to say really fast, I got a couple stories. I'm going to get into the charts. We have over 200 people watching the show right now on a Wednesday in June. That's amazing. You guys rock. Thanks so much for being here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and make sure you're here for the additional live stream on Fridays, where we, go beneath the surface and do like an educational type lesson on technical analysis and go over all the charts we talked about in the Telegram group and give out some new ones. I've really been enjoying doing the Friday, TA live streams, where it, really helping the people that are really trying to focus, grab this bull run by the horns and make the most out of it that they can. Really proud of the Telegram group, how far we've come in such a short amount of time, how many people have sent me those messages like, man, thank you, I paid my car off, or I can pay off my mortgage, or this group already paid for itself. Like, it's really good. It means the world to me to get those messages. And I want to see people succeed. This is really more about helping as many people as I can. And that's always where I've stood. And I feel like people recognize that. And I just want to give a shout out to the people who have taken this seriously. Could I do more with this channel to be more attention? Look at me. Could I do more, for clickbait? I could, but I'm really focused on the technical analysis, the educational aspect of crypto. I don't want to, I'm looking for the people who are actually trying to level up in life and actually trying to, get out of whatever they feel stuck in. Because I was there before, and for me, it's really about helping other people. Is less to do about going viral and more to do with actually helping people who are willing to put in the effort. That's what it's about to me. So shout out to y'all. You know who you are. Also, if you want to join the Telegram group, make sure you send an email to ajalphagroup@gmail.com. Take your trading to the next level. We are killing it, posting winning setups absolutely every single damn day. And shout out to my guy, Hard Fork Crypto, in the chat. Hope you're kicking some ass today, bro. All right, so Shiba Inu, trader who made $120 million, bought another 18 million in Shiba. Why is that? Why is this? Why would you make that much money and put that much more money back in? That's a sign. That's a sign. Ricky, I said earlier in the show, I'm behind on my emails. I got you today. I went halfway through them yesterday. I got more of them to get through today. I got you, bro. My week in Texas was hectic. All right, so Shiba trader. Wow. When you see whale activity like this, that's a sign. That's a sign. That is a massive buy, by the way. 5.5 trillion SHIB. Holy shit. That's absolutely ridiculous. All right. And another story. I mean, why? I don't know. Shiba Inu price jumps as lead developer hints at Middle East deal. What? Guys, a couple of weeks ago, I might have to go back and clip it or something. or someone go back and clip it. I went on a rant about Shiba Inu probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I've been buying some. Nothing crazy. Nothing too crazy. I think less than, I'd say I have around 8,000, 7,000 in Shiba. But I think it's going to be a big winner. I do. I kind of see the writing on the wall with this one. And then to see stories like this, that, massive whales that won a lot of money are still going back. And, the lead developer is going to the Middle East to get deals. Satoshi Kusama hints at potential Shiba Inu partnerships in the Middle East, sparking community excitement. Speculation arises about its potential integration with regional exchanges and firms. Shibarium, which is the ecosystem they built. I mean, this was just a meme coin, and then they took the profits they made from really going off and build out this whole ecosystem known as Shibarium. Shibarium development could be a focus of Satoshi's Middle East trip, addressing Ethereum scalability. Go, guys, this started as a meme coin and is becoming a motherfucking monster. All right. And here's a tweet from him right here. On my way out to Middle East, it has been an incredible time meeting and understanding the culture of my cousins. Love, inshallah. Inshallah. How do you pronounce it? Inshallah? I don't know how to pronounce it. And Sheeb Army Strong. Hey, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. It means God willing, by the way, right there. I've heard that before. I'm not sure where. But yeah, that's really interesting stuff. I think that even if you are, for me, meme coins, I'm not the kind of guy that will search for the new meme coin and play the meme coin dart game where like you drop sprinkle a little soul, just a couple soul into whatever meme coin that day. And then, 95% of the projects fail and one of the project goes 2000x. I'm not playing that game. I'm a traditional leverage trader. I target top 100 coins and I like to target top 100 meme coins. And I always have targeted top 100 meme coins because they're established. And why else would I target them? Oh, I don't know. Because they always have liquidity on exchanges. Look at this. Dogecoin, 9 million in volume. Whiff, 8.2 million in volume. Shib, 8.2. Boom, Pepe, Floki, Bunk. All these coins have respectable volume where you can get in and out of large trades on exchanges. And guys, like if you're only trading like $500, the volume thing won't matter. But when you're doing $10,000, $15,000 positions at 5 to 10x leverage, that's a lot of money. And you need to be able to get in and out of your trades. The crypto face has to squeeze out of his trades when you take like a little bit, because the liquidity is not there. Sometimes the liquidity is not there. And so you really, once you get trading at that level, you gotta make sure that there is liquidity. And that's why I always look at that. And that is kind of like my measuring stick for what are people actually trading? What are people actually looking at? You can't miss that, man. You really can't miss that. Got a couple. We got a $5 super chat from my guy, Nicholas. Thanks for the $5. Nicholas, I do appreciate you. With Jasmine ripping and having an average of 0.37 with initial investment out, thinking of moving some profit to vet for additional gains. Thought. All right. Well, I see your point. What actually a really interesting comparison. Here, I know I have a vet chart and I have a near chart. All right. So here's the vet chart. All right. So we kind of discussed this yesterday, like the strength of a project, how if you pull a Fibonacci from, local bottom to local top and actually yearly bottom from yearly top, this kind of where, near, for instance, let me kind of paint this picture really fast. Where's near? Okay, near, for instance, is all the way up here. Near is in here. All right. And that's like a really strong coin. All right. Where vet is, would be considered a more weak coin because it's, just above the 0.5. And I mean, just above the 0.5. Does kind of have some bullish divergence playing out in the larger time frames, daily chart here. But even getting rid of Fibonacci, let me get rid of this thing. Get rid of some of these dots here. Driving me a little crazy here. But my point, so with VeChain, basically this gray line here is the 2023 high that it has held and bounced off of 3 times now. If we lose this level at 0.32, I'm concerned if we lose that level. All right. But you also kind of have to appreciate, the nature of this downtrend. If you kind of just loosely draw it like this, you kind of go from, kind of like that. So, there will be a point this summer where VeChain is going to have to lose this massive support resistance level or break up to the upside. All right. I'm never going to tell someone, yes, sell this coin and buy this coin instead. But what I will say is that right now, Jasmy has the momentum by the balls. Jasmy has serious momentum. I mean, just look at, here, let me go out to like a 2-hour chart. I mean, we are talking a structurally sound uptrend like no other. Like, in regardless of what's what and who's who, should you ever sell out of an uptrend to buy into a downtrend? Ask yourself that question. That's what I'm saying. Should you ever sell out of an uptrend to buy into a downtrend? Maybe sell out of an uptrend to buy into a breakout. Sure. But just at face value, right now, Jasmy is going to continue to outperform VeChain. Jasmy is going to continue to outperform VeChain. Not to mention, they are very similar in price. VeChain at 0.035, Jasmy at 0.038, which was 2 cents, when I put that video out 2 Fridays ago. And we are talking a pretty serious move here. And structurally speaking, this thing is still pretty sound. So my point here is we do have Jasmy right here is what I like to call in a quote conditional range. Let me elongate this bad boy here. All right. And where it is trading in between 40 and 37, 0.4. That's incorrect. It's not 40, 0.4. 4 cents and 3.7. All right. And it can trade in this range all it wants to. We're not really, we're talking day trading, leverage trading right here. It can move in this range all it wants to, but the real move is going to come when it breaks this way or it breaks that way, which is why we have an alarm set at 0.4 and alarm set at 0.37. And then we can react to the market, because think like if Jasmy spends, from here to here, 14 hours inside of a 5% range, that's kind of boring. We don't really care about that. We want to wait for it to do something it hasn't done in so many days and so many hours. And that's kind of why I really like to use support resistance and volume from the profile range to my advantage and wait because like if Jasmy, for instance, breaks, hits this down here, this will be something it hasn't done in so long. Like we don't care about the range. We care about the break, because that's where the real trade happens. That's my overall strategy with that. But yeah, man, I'm not going to suggest selling out of an uptrend to buy into a downtrend, but I can get behind selling out of an uptrend to buy into a breakout. All right. And right now, this thing could go one way or the other, with VeChain. I do like VeChain. I think it's a great project. I really like their partnerships. They got a lot of eyes on them. They're doing a good job. But fundamentally, right now, Jasmy is kicking their ass. That is a fair assessment. That's just the chart. That's not like my opinion of the project, but that is my opinion of the chart. And with the chart, I would be alarmed up on this downtrend here. Wait, I'd maybe go long off the break of that alarm. Certainly have an alarm here at 0.38 on support resistance, so you can react to the market. But at face value, just sell one thing to buy another thing for no fundamental technical reason. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right. Would you look for a short on CAS? Okay. What chart do I not need over here? Looking for a chart that I don't need. Okay. I did want to look at Bitcoin really fast, and then I'll look at Kaspa. So looking at, say, like a 12-hour on Bitcoin. So this is the chart that I used on Altcoin Daily. And at the time, this was before this happened. All right. And I was like, this level 66,000, 66.4 and change. as long as Bitcoin stays above this level, the bullish idea is on. If Bitcoin loses this level, that's when we have to start having a conversation of like the rest of this range, because Bitcoin has already ranged significantly, from 73,000 down to 56,000 in 48 days, a 23% swing. So Bitcoin is capable of a very large swing range right now. In not that much time. 48 days is not 5 months. You get my point? And so we have to accept that when Bitcoin was here, that it is capable of coming down here and coming back up. All right. But that was with the caveat that if it holds 66, I'm still bullish. If it holds 66, we're alive, because that's massive support resistance. And that's also where it bounced off of several times here, basically saying that this level was significant. At the time, it looked pretty bearish on large time frames. And the monthly chart on Bitcoin has a red dot on it. Like there are certainly a handful of bearish ideas that you can get behind. There is confluence for the bears. That's fair. But like I said, as long as Bitcoin holds 66, if it's above 66, it's above 66. That's my point. We have to have a conversation. We have to consider going short if we lost that level. That's what I'm saying. But in the meantime, that it is either going to have to, Bitcoin is either going to have, because there's this kind of overarching downtrend here, all right, from the top to the top, all right, and it's either going to have to break out of this, break local high, or go through here. So really, if you even ignore the downtrend, right, let's just forget this downtrend's here and just go off of structure. Structure as in we don't want to see a lower low. Structure as in we want to see a higher low, higher high uptrend. Okay. This is the range that Bitcoin is in, from here to here to here to here. So it is range, kind of made a W between 71.6 and 66.4. All right. And it has yet to break 71.6 and it has yet to break 66.4. And we're talking, 16 days, guys. 16 days. Bitcoin has been in a 7.3% range. Really, the trading conditions for altcoins haven't been good. There have been standout coins, and I have a knack for finding them, the not coins, the Bretts, the Jasmines. But overall, a lot of things have been kind of because of this. What we're looking at it right here. We're talking 16 days. Bitcoin has been in the 7% range. All right. That's nothing special. All right. So ignoring the uptrends and the downtrends and what level it would have to be to technically still be in an uptrend, ignoring all that, your alarm is set at 67, 61, 6, and 66.4 with the change if you want to have the exact number. All right. But Bitcoin, we can do this all day. We can do this all day. We don't care about the range. We care about the break, because that's where the real move is going to come. Make sure you have both of these alarms set for Bitcoin. All right. Kaspa. Cast. Holy shit. This thing ripped, man. This thing absolutely ripped. Do have a bunch of TA on this chart. Have done over time. Look how much chart graffiti is on this damn thing. Let me get rid of some of the old stuff here. So, we did have these levels set for the group. This is a chart that I put in the group several times. This level here of 14.7, that was, a big alarm that, bam, 31% in 2 days and 18 hours. And guys, this right here, you have to set the alarms in the group. You have to. If you are on the fence of getting into my Telegram group, know that you're going to have to put some work in. There is a part of the job. You have to do a lot of work. You have to really focus and you have to really pay attention to what I'm doing and what I'm saying. And mainly, I am going to give you a series of alarms, whether it's patterns, whether it's downtrends, or whether it's support resistance conditional ranges. All right. And you are going to have to copy my chart exactly how I have it. And if I have an alarm set at, I don't know, what was this level again? If I have an alarm on Kaspa set at 14.7, so almost 15 cents, you got to set that alarm. You have to follow the checklist, set the alarm. Because if you just draw the chart and you don't do anything about it, you don't know when this alarm goes off. Okay. And this is giving you the ability to react to the market. And based off this look, but we're talking, 28%, top to bottom 30% in 2 days, guys. 2 days. Like you have to put the work in here. All right. I did feel the need to say that. Let me get a fresh Kaspa chart because this one has a lot of a big mess on it. All right. So now we're kind of in a position with Kaspa where we've been here before, right? We've been here before. And, here we are right here again. All right. It has technically, we have put in a slightly higher high. I also wanted to look at RSI, just the normal relative strength index to kind of compare. And look how, dude, this thing is juiced. Look at this. This RSI was up to 90, where 70 is overbought. 70 is overbought. This RSI hit 90. It is currently setting right at overbought at 70. And as you can see, you guys, RSIs, they uptrend just like a chart, you kind of, I want you to treat RSIs just like you would any other chart, like the way you look at them. You know what I'm saying? So let me come back down here. Let me get rid of that. I just kind of wanted to know for reference where it was. So now we have to think to ourselves, okay, it is basically dancing on this level. Like if you were to zoom in big time, like, small time frame shit, and really zoom in on, okay, we are technically a little teeny bit below that line. And I'm talking a teeny tiny bit. So you definitely want to be aware of 18.8, which is this line that we are a little bit below. It's actually, this thing is so close. Yeah, 18.86. It's at 18.82. So I don't want to raise the alarm and say go short right this second. That's not what I'm saying. But we do have some bearish confluence. It did pump significantly in the past little while. So you do have to expect some sort of comeback here. We're talking, 38% in 3 days. That's pretty ridiculous. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at where could this chart catch. So we have, this kind of SR right here. We kind of have, there's a couple support resistance levels right here where, we have this high, this low, this low, this high. So we kind of have some levels that we can, kind of pull from there. Even this one here at 16.7. All right. You just kind of want to think to yourself, where could this thing catch? And that's where we are going to pull volume. Yeah, way overheated on the envelope. Okay. So this is only a 12-minute chart, but we're looking at this kind of for the scalp idea. So right off the rip, there is kind of there is volume here. There's volume here, here, here. Would like to see like a real heat map of it, to be honest. 1 second. Everything in my brain says that this thing really does have to separate, is what I'm saying. Like, it has done this before. We've seen this move before, and then we've seen that before. Okay, that happens. All right, that's a thing that happens. Is this time different? That remains to be seen. There is a lot of volume that's kind of pointing here. That's even pointing back to kind of the heart of this range. I'm not really sure the news that took it up, if anyone does know it. But I would certainly be watching. I wouldn't alarm this level because it's going to hit it 1,000 times. But right now, I would have an alarm on Kaspa at 19.2, and I'd have an alarm at 18.2. All right. If you want to go short, you could. Let me go the other way, actually. You're really only talking a 2% move down to that level. If you want to go short, you could. I would set my stop loss maybe at like 19. Yeah. But yeah, you got to put about 0.86% if you set a stop loss at 19 cents. That's what I would do. Yeah, we definitely have, some bearish divergence on like 17-minute chart, volume profile certainly pushing. Yeah, I could get behind a short on Kaspa. Yeah, but hopefully this is the time it breaks that level. Like I would love to see it break this 18 level and continue on. That'd be great. But until we firmly get above this level, we have seen this before. This level has given Kaspa holders a lot of trouble before. If you're day trading this, certainly set those alarms that I just gave you. 19.2 and 18.3. I'll set them myself. Let me elongate them a little bit. All right, you click on the line, you click on the clock. I'm just going to do only once on these ones. Clock, only one. Boom. Alarms are created. Now we will know when things happen and we can react to the market. Gut instinct. This looks like a short. Maybe 2-3% from here to that support resistance. 3% move. 10x leverage. That's 30%. 5x leverage. That's 15%. I wouldn't be surprised to see it kind of, even if it comes down here and goes, I wouldn't be surprised to see it get to the support resistance. 1, based off the volume. 2, based off of how many times it touched this level and the spacing of the EMA and with the location of the 50 EMA. Even if you got in now and targeted to 18.5 cents, 18.49, you're still looking at 1.7%. And guys, that is scalp trading. Like you're 1% in scalp trading. That's a scalp, that's how you do it. So I definitely went pretty far down the rabbit hole on that chart. Your cycle top exit levels for H-bar and Algorand. Well, I put the price prediction videos out there. I got you. Do you think, Lee F, do you think Jasmine will outperform VeChain for the bill market in its entirety? I don't know anything about a bill market. Well, let's look at it. So let's go to, do that. All right. So my favorite website for moon math, thecoinperspective.com. All right. And let's look at VeChain. All right. Right now, VeChain, 85% of the supply is in circulation, which is good. It has a $2.6 billion market cap, 2.6 billion. Wow, if VeChain had Hedera's market cap at 3.7 billion, it would be 5 cents. That's interesting. What are we going to use as a measuring stick here? I do want to, let me come back out. I'm looking at a different website. 1 second. All right, I'm going to use Chainlink as a measuring stick because Chainlink is currently 10.4 billion and it's 15th by market cap. So I feel like that's a good measuring stick to use, kind of just to see. All right, so if VeChain had Chainlink's market cap of 10.4 billion, one VeChain, one VET would be worth 14 cents, which would be a 302% pump. 302% pump. That's a lot of money for 300%. All right. I see it though. I think that is certainly in the wheelhouse. I think it could do better than that, but it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell with this project, but I do like the project. I think that it's going to do just fine. Yeah, it's just like the how's it going to translate? They do have a heavy marketing push, man. They have a heavy marketing push with the UFC. They have a heavy marketing, the Hive and the VBetter DAO. Like, if these projections work out, if their deal with the Boston Consulting Group, if this all aligns, I could see it, going that far. Easy. I think he could go past that, to be honest. I think 14 cents is like, this is just the 10 billion measuring stick. All right. It only has a $2.6 billion cap right now. Chainlink's at 10.4 billion. It's 15th by market cap. All right. So I'm using Chainlink as a measuring stick. And then let's look at Jasmine. 1 second. The phlegm is real. Jasmine, 97. Better tokenomics situation. 1.9 billion. If Jasmine went to 10.4 billion, it would be 22 cents, 455% upside. So that's tough. So basically, it's a pretty close race, man. It's a pretty close race. It really is. I think that that's a tough one. That's a tough one. It's a close race. They're kind of similar in market cap. This is really like an old coin versus new coin race, is what it is. Is it hype versus? But the thing is, it's not even just hype because Jasmine is a fundamentally sound project. It's not like Jasmine's a meme coin. You know, I would probably have a different take if Jasmine was a meme coin, but it's not. I would say that Jasmine puts up more X's. I would say Jasmine pumps more, but I would say, VeChain will probably might be above it or close. They're probably gonna be close together in terms of market cap, but for them to get to that market cap, Jasmine would outperform. So, I think they're both great picks, to be honest with you. Like, and this isn't me saying one or the other. It's just that they're very close in price. And I think Jasmine definitely has the jump on hype right now. It has that new kid on the block feeling. But I think fundamentally, I think VeChain has more of a base. That's a tough call, man. That's a really tough call. Lee F, VeChain has more exposure. Yeah, it does. But you got to realize how big Jasmine is in Japan. Really, look at that, because they're calling it the Bitcoin of Japan. It's big over there, and that means something. That means something. Sweet. Why is H-bar stuck in a price range for a while? Okay, let's take a quick look at the H-bar chart, and then we can call it a day. Oh yeah, there was a couple quick stories I wanted to run by. All right, so this is interesting. Bitcoin tapping 72K could be a fuse for new all-time high. So basically what they said here is it's like a heat map, a Bitcoin liquidation heat map from CoinGlass. All right, I have played with these kinds of things in the past. It's kind of fun to look at, but I ultimately it's debatable. There's a couple other platforms like CoinGlass and stuff, and I feel like a lot of this is in TA, like in normal technical analysis, but they just do it a little bit differently, but basically this is a heat map of liquidations. All right, and they're saying that if Bitcoin touches 72, that that could be a quote fuse for an all-time high, saying that he noted a 1.5 billion Bitcoin short liquidation if Bitcoin hits 72,000. Tapping 72,000 is the fuse for a liquidation cascade, 1.5 billion of short positions ready to be liquidated all the way up to 75K and a new all-time high based off of the liquidation heat map. That is a pretty interesting take. I think it's possible. What I'm saying, guys, is that Bitcoin staying above 70 needs to be the new norm. From my position, how I pay attention to the structure of a chart, Bitcoin has to sustain above 70. Like I said in the beginning of the show, it only lasts 4 days above 70,000. That's nothing special. It needs to become the normal. And until that becomes the normal, like weeks and weeks and weeks above 70,000, I'm going to remain skeptical until proven otherwise. But I think that Bitcoin is going to hit 80,000 this month. I'd say it's about 50-50. I would like to see Bitcoin hit 80,000 by the summer. And there is a point to this where you have to look at the rest of the picture. I think sometimes I get caught up with answering those types of questions because I am primarily looking at the chart. And it is very important to remind myself, AJ, you got to zoom out, bro. Because look at this, interest for the word on-chain term on Google hits a record high. More people are Googling the word on-chain than ever before. All right. Even beyond little things like that. Bitcoin is 4% away from the new all-time high. because the ETFs are ripping. Spot Bitcoin ETFs defy skeptics with a surge in demand. Where's the data from HODL 15 Capital shows that Bitcoin funds collectively witnessed an 887 million in net inflows on June 4th, yesterday, marking the second highest such inflow ever recorded. That is ridiculous. Guys, look at this. Just look at it. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Man, like that is like this is what it goes to show. It is tough to do technical analysis when something's in price discovery. I'll say it one more time. It is tough to do TA when something's in price discovery because you don't know what's above it. There is not volume to go off of. It's unknown. You could look at like heat maps based off short liquidations and stuff like that, but even that really only gets you to 75. And then you're really only looking at support resistance below. And it's uncharted territory, like literally uncharted territory. And it is tough to say that, but in those situations, you have to look at the macro. You have to look at, wow, the ETFs are really performing. Wow, crypto this is an election year. It's a hot button topic. Both parties are fighting for the crypto vote. Like, wow, the interest slashes that were supposed to happen in January still haven't happened yet. Like, wow, like, there's, the Ethereum ETF just got approved. Like, there's all these like little things that are happening that I think things are going to happen fast, but I also think they're going to last longer. I don't think Wall Street is buying Bitcoin right now at 70,000 playing the short game. Wall Street, we have record Bitcoin inflows. The second highest day, all right, of, yes, yesterday, June 4th, 887 million, marking the second highest inflow ever recorded. Okay? And let's think about what that means. Because yesterday, Bitcoin, the fourth. Okay, right here. Bitcoin traded between 68,000 and 71,000. Wait, where's the fourth end? Yeah. 68 to 71,000 Bitcoin traded yesterday. Okay? And second highest inflows. So this is a big Wall Street position. Basically 70,000. Are they playing the short game? That's my point. Like, there are times I think to myself that, like, me with like my personal Bitcoin target being 150,000, I think I'm selling myself short, man. I think I'm underestimating this monster. I really am. Like, we are talking, there is so much untapped cubic money that has not come into crypto yet. Cubic money that has not come into crypto yet. And I think that this is really the perfect storm. I really do. I think I might be undercutting myself and the market. I do. But, you never know. And you have to lean to the side of safety. You do have to play it safe sometimes, mainly because it's investing. And you have to know that. You have to have the wherewithal to go, okay, maybe that's a little unrealistic. Maybe that's a little irrational. Like, I try to have the realism imprinted into my brain because I've seen what happens to the people that do trade irrationally and that don't think about things being real or, I think that we're about to approach uncharted territory. And I think that it's going to be absolutely, absolutely insane. Buckle up, everybody. It's going to be a wild summer. Plan B calling for 600K. Exactly. Do you think Bitcoin will ever have a bear market again? Of course it will. It's just a matter of where the new low will be. You know what I mean? Like, because if Bitcoin, say, pumps to 200,000 and then, falls back to 50,000, it's a pretty serious loss. But, 50,000 would be the new floor. So it's really about There will be bear markets. It's never bull run forever. Don't ever get that messed up in your head. There will be bear markets, many of them. But it's really about where's the new floor, you know? A handkerchief to tie to my mind. I am a little under the weather. I'm not gonna lie. Thoughts on ASI merger June 13th? Is that facts? Okay, I did not know that. It's going to be a big coin, man. Here I heard, I kept seeing that the date was getting moved around. ASI merger date. Yeah, wow. June 13th. Imagine that. When does this article come out? Okay. Dude, it's funny that this says this because we were literally talking about it at consensus and a bunch of people said that it got changed around. Because I thought it was on the 14th or 15th. I remember I was talking to, I forget who was I talking to. Anyway, but they were like, no, it got moved again. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. So there has been a little bit of mystery. FET and AS will be made ASI 2 days before. 3 firms will merge their crypto tokens. ASI. I'm just reading some of the article really quick. Yeah, June 13th. Wow. Okay. So I hope that's actually the date because there was a lot of debate about that. It might, hopefully that is it right here on this page, but there was a lot of like talk about it at the conference. That's all I'm saying. I mean, they're creating a powerhouse is what they're doing. And I also think that it's kind of a two-way street. Are they creating a powerhouse or are the 3 of them merging to survive? That's kind of the first thing that went through my mind. Like, if you're a successful project, why would you? You see, like, are they doing it for survival or are they doing it to become a powerhouse? And hopefully, maybe it's both. It's almost. I really like this project, Singularity Net AGIX. It would have been interesting to see what that project would have done by itself. But that is going to become the talk of the town. I know it's like I don't have time to look at Alchemy Pay today. I'm a little over already, but I'll have to do a little bit more homework on it and figure out. I think the conversion rates, it's like 1/2 for Singularity Net AGIX, and then it's 1-to-1 for FET, or it's 1-to-1 for Singularity Net, and then it's 2-to-1 for FET. I forget the conversion rate. Is it in this article? But it's actually kind of it doesn't say the conversion rate on this article. I know it's like 1-to-1 and 2-to-1, or 1-to-1 and 1/2-to-1 for one or the other. I forget which one it is. Yeah, FET's 1-to-1 exactly, and then the other ones are 0.5-to-1. Got it. Thank you. Thanks for the correction there, Andy. All right, big move coming for Bitcoin Bollinger Bands. What time frame are you looking at, Lee? What time frame are you looking at? Yeah, FET's 1-to-1. That I got that. Bam. Well, the 2 hour is opening up. Okay, you're looking at daily chart then. I see you. Shoot this bad boy. Yeah, it is the daily. Let me get rid of some of the I am about to peace out for the day, everybody. I do want you to know, make sure you smash the like button. If you before you head out the door, I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel on your way out the door. I'm pretty sure we just hit 14.7 today. Big shout out to the boys at Altcoin Daily. That video certainly gave us one hell of a boost. Sorry, I'm pulling this chart really quick. And I love to see it, man. Super grateful for that. And there's still over 200 people watching this show. Holy shit, man. This show's been crazy. Yeah, see, the Bollinger Bands are screen. Let me get rid of the EMA so I can explain. So Bollinger Bands, kind of like a must-know indicator in crypto. You basically, it kind of is like an EMA, but it's kind of not. All right, it's kind of its own thing. So, like, let's start over here, for instance. All right, so when the price goes above the upper blue part of the Bollinger Band, it's probably going to come down, right? And look, it came down. All right, and then when it goes out of the bottom, it's probably going to come up, right? And boom, it came up. All right, and then kind of like a 50 EMA, when the price is above the center line here, see how the price trades above that center line in bullish continuation. All right, and then look in a little phase of bearish continuation. See how it trades below that center line. So you'll kind of the Bollinger Band crossing above, like if you can catch it crossing from the bottom to the top range there, that, it's kind of like a buy signal, right? And not only that, so what about the squeeze? So a squeeze happens, you see how it's kind of like wider here and then it squeezes together here. That means that like volatility is coming. All right. It doesn't say which direction, but things are about to get juicy, is basically what it's saying. And what Lee is saying is that over here, if we zoom this out, that if you look at like the width, you see how far apart they are here. And now look here, they're way closer together. And to be fair, it is on the upside and it is above that center line. So let's hope this is a squeeze to the upside. The daily chart coming up in the VWAP, up in the momentum oscillator, coming up on the RSI, would really like to see it get above 71,624. Right now it's at 71,431. So we need another $200 there for Bitcoin. We are getting close, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting very close. We need to see this higher high. The 2-day chart looks really good. We really want to see it break 73. We want to see a new all-time high. Hopefully we'll see a new all-time high this week. 5-day chart looking pretty good as well. I mean, structurally speaking, a couple days ago, the charts were absolutely terrifying. And even structurally speaking now, it is still a little bit scary, because even if you go to, actually, let me look back at the 5, not the week, the 5. Because if you pay attention to the 5-day, you see how like these have kind of come like this, and this one's kind of like turning. The last thing we want to see is this to turn and print and like that. That's the last thing we want to see, because what I'm saying is that it looks like it's forming a bearish divergence. Because if we go anchor wave, trigger wave, and the price goes lower, higher, you see my point? You see my point? I feel it could be forming a bearish divergence, and that kind of supports a lot of the bearish confluence. And guys, it's not that I'm saying like this to run for the hills or to bail. It's a 5-day chart. These things take a lot of time, but you got to always be watching for it. You always got to be paying attention to the direction of confluence for both arguments. What I don't like to see people do is when they only talk themselves into the trade they want to make and they ignore the negative confluence. You have to take them both into account to be aware, and that will really help you with the timing of your trades overall. So pay attention, fam. Pay attention. But damn, we are getting close on Bitcoin. Let's hope it happens. Let's see 80,000 on my birthday. My birthday is July 27th. Let's hope that Bitcoin is above 80,000 on my birthday. I'm not going to say it hits it on my birthday, but I'm going to say it's above 80,000 by my birthday. That's what I'm going to go ahead and say. July 27th. I hope we go on 84. Phemex is my trading change of choice for sure. I do all my trading on Phemex. They are absolutely amazing. They've been hooking it up for a long time. It's the easiest exchange to trade on. It's super simple to set your stop loss. It's super simple to get in and out of your trades. It's amazing. They got the Pulse, which is like a social fi. Put people post charts in there. They have conversations. If you want to talk to other traders, there's a whole bunch of groups you can get into. With Twitter, you kind of got to go through all the meme coins and the dogs and the cats and gifts of whatever Donald Trump. If you just want to talk to traders, head out over to Phemex Pulse. It's a pretty cool spot. But y'all rock. Oh, that's funny that 2 people have Lee F's wife is July 26th and his is July 26th. So you have the same birthdays. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Sweet. You guys are awesome. And congratulations to Lee F. Just got married 3 weeks ago and he's going to the Cayman Islands next week. Hey, man, congratulations, bro. Good for you. I'm really glad to hear that. One of my mods getting married. That's great. Awesome. Well, guys, I'm going to head out. This has been basically an hour and a half live stream, hour and 20 minutes anyway. It's been a good one. Had well over 200 people basically the whole time. That is amazing. Y'all rock. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe on your way out the door. Guys, get rich. Don't get wrecked. Definitely going to be putting some setups in the Telegram group here in a little bit. Got a lot of work I got to get through today, but we are clicking it off one by one. You guys are amazing. Have a safe rest of your day. Peace out.